What's going on YouTube? Lee here, aka Sidious FPS, aka King Baldwin in the flesh. And before we get into today's gameplay, I would like to thank all of the returning subscribers or just the returning viewers. You know, some people might watch your video for a while before they sub. I'm guilty of that with some channels. I'll find a really cool channel I enjoy, and I find myself continuously watching their video or their catalog of videos, and I don't sub right away, but then I eventually sub. I don't know why I do that sometimes. But I also would like to thank the new subscribers. All the support is appreciated, all the likes and the comments, and you know, it makes it fun making this kind of content when you have people. Look at me in the corner like a weasel here. Sheesh. But it makes it a lot of fun when people are checking out your content or leaving feedback, so you know, I appreciate it. All feedback is welcome too. Sometimes you like classes, sometimes people don't. That's fine. I understand. Setups are different for everybody. I feel like setups when these videos are more of like a baseline. Like you can take a setup and maybe you can tinker it to or tailor it to whatever fits for yourself. So, you know, it all depends, but I appreciate all the feedback. Now, getting into the gameplay here, look at that. You guys ever get that where it feels like your aim assist is not, you don't want that super sticky aim assist, but it just feels like if you touch your thumbstick, your controller will fly. I mean, your character's aim will fly left to right, like uncontrollably. It just feels like it's floating. It's really weird. I explained that how I play in Battlefield. Battlefield has zoom snap aim assist if you use a controller, and then it has like aim assist strength. And I always turn the zoom snap off, and that's what this game feels like sometimes when you have the zoom snap off on Battlefield, but you have the other one on. So it won't have that easy, like that snap where you're close to somebody and you hit your left trigger or your left bumper and it kind of just snaps onto the person. I always have that turned off on Battlefield, so that's what it feels like in this game. It's kind of interesting. It happens sometimes, you know. I don't know what to make of it, man. But today's gameplay, for that long-winded intro, today's gameplay actually, ultra kill. It was going to be a attempt at getting more long shots for the Tommy gun before I got the Tommy gun gold, and as you've seen earlier, it's blitz pacing 10v10 TDM, domination on sub pins, everybody's favorite match, also known as sub sausage to some people. But I only ended up getting up 6 long shots, I believe, because I ended up going for a V2 rocket. It was one of those games where it was definitely a perseverance game. I had, look at this, man. This is why I love the big drum Tommy. And this is the heavy hitting drum too. So it makes you a little slower, but before I get all off sidetracked, this was a game of perseverance. Now usually I just show the V2 streak because I get it at a decent time. But this game, we had a couple fails climbing to get that V2 rocket. You know, I showed a couple streaks. I'm showing this streak, which I believe we end up on maybe a, what are we here, 11 gun streak, 12, and you know what? Is this the V2? Actually, I think this is finally the V2 rocket. So we have our local informants, but it was just a game of perseverance. We really were choking earlier, and it felt good to get that V2 at the end. So it's always cool to call it a V2. And like I said, you have this local informants. You just can't go wrong. I really tried to run up my streak as much as I could when I had the local informants available. And then I will call in everything else to help aid me in getting a V2. And I love when somebody slides right into my sights. Teammates like holding down the same line, but I don't think he fired once at either one of them. Alright, so we are on the 19th streak right here, and I'm pretty sure the local informants runs out, so we call the dogs in. You know, I run the dogs in this setup more as a distraction towards the enemy. Ooh, got that brutal, man. I almost choked there. So I run it more, and look at this spawn. Wow! they have B, and I guess that, well, I guess in proximity that kind of makes sense where they're spawning. Well, I don't think they should be spawning all over the place, but what I like to do is I like to run local informants in. I usually call the dogs in as just a distraction. I don't really think the dogs are going to get that much kills, and dude, look at this, man. How do you sneak up with that being that loud? But I don't expect the dogs to get that much kills all the time. A lot of people run cold-blooded, and I don't know, they seem like they're easy to kill, and sometimes they pause and stuff, but they're more or less like just a distraction. So there it is, though. We got that V2 rocket at 191, and this setup really, man, it is pretty solid. You know, I don't really know too much about the Tommy gun setup, though. Not really going for long shots, because each time I used this magazine, it was a little, I don't know, it was up and down. I feel like I had more success with the 45 caliber, so I don't know. I feel like I have to just get back into tinkering with it and see what I can come up with and see what I like when it comes to this 8mm. I see everyone's a CGC wire stock, but I don't know, it just feels odd. Maybe I can't find the right barrel, but score is 195 to 161, 71 and 8. Thank you for listening to my rambling. We will show the medals, and then we'll get into the next portion of the video. And you can see I only got 6 long shots. Alright, this was my M1928 class setup for that V2 rocket, and as I stated earlier in the gameplay, it is a bit of a Frankenstein setup. Also, that Hail Gonzo, he left on my team at the end. I don't know if people realize it's the friendly V2 rocket. It usually announces it, but anyway. The muzzle, we have the M1929 silencer. For the barrel, we have the CGC 12-inch cooling barrel. For the optic, we have the G16 2.5 times strength optic. The stock is the CGC S adjustable stock. I use this stock a lot, so I just stuck with it, but I really didn't explore the other stocks too much. So I will have to come back to you guys with another Tommy class eventually, with maybe setting up some of the other stocks. The underbarrel, we have the Carver foregrip for that added stability. The magazine is the 8mm Kurz 100 round drums magazine. The strongest Tommy magazine, but it's like carrying around a chain and ball, so the trade-off is a bit extreme. And I tried it with rapid fire, and ooh, you think some of these other setups have recoil? Sheesh, it was like overkill. Alright, but before I go too far, ammo type, lengthened rear grip, fabric grip to help with that sprint to fire speed since we are using a sub. Sleight of hand is the proficiency, and the kit is fully loaded. That is the class setup for my sub pins V2 rocket. Going for long shots, which I didn't really get any, so I started with 59, and that's the video for today. If you enjoyed your stay, leave a like, hit the subscribe button if you haven't hit the subscribe button. It helps the channel out greatly. I appreciate it, and we are going to get out of here. Everyone, have a good day, and remember, you have to make it a good day. Sometimes you don't feel like getting out of bed in the morning, but it'll always be worth it in the end. Have a good one, everyone. I'll see you later. Bye.